Welcome back, everybody. So I thought I would do a side-by-side. Yes, I have done a video for each one of these individually, but I thought I would go ahead and do a side-by-side just so we can kind of smell, taste, and see what the different adjuncts, specialty grains can do to a beer. Beer number 3 is my Centennial Cascade 2-row, but it also adds oats, flaked oats to it. Beer number 4 is Cascade 2-row, just like beer number 3. Cascade Centennial 2-row, but that adds Cherry Wood smoked malt. Then beer number 5 is Centennial Cascade 2-row, but that adds Vienna Malt to it. So I'll go ahead like I normally do. Hopefully you guys can still see these. I'll set these over to the side. There we go. Okay, so beer number 3 is 7.69% ABV. That is from the sugar in the oats. Beer number 4 is 7.14%, and that is using the Cherry Wood smoked malt. Then beer number 5 is the Vienna, 7.51%. So if you wanted to say, I would say that oats, at least in these 3, have more sugar. Then Vienna has more sugar, would come in second. Then the cherry really isn't giving off as much sugar in the mash in process. Could it be the yeast? Could one be, a couple degrees warmer than the other? Yes, but just going by just ingredients, oats have the most. Vienna is the second, and cherry is the third. We'll do a lot more testing to see if those numbers stay the same, but at least in this, that's what I can go by. So looking at it, the beer number 3 is the warmest. It's been out the longest. It's the first one I did the review on. For the head, I would have to give it to beer number 2. Almost a silky head, very small. I do have there's not a head in the dead center of it. But yeah, I would have to give it to beer number 2 if we were just going by the color of the head. So color of the beer. Between beer number 1 or 3 and 4, I would say beer number 4, it has more of a lighter yellow color, but it's hazier. There's not as much haze, which you would think oats would be adding a ton of haziness to it. Still a lot of bubbles, but I think, yeah, beer number 4 has more particles and stuff floating in it. I don't know the protein level. I wouldn't think it's as much as oats, but beer number 4 or beer number 2 is hazier. Let's look at, I'm just going to say 1, 2, and 3 now. Wow, that's close. It's not as big. If you watched beer number 5 with the Vienna, I said it was more like almost a pea color. But I don't know if it's because I filled the second glass up with more and we got more particles. But beer number 2 is hazier. It has to be because I put more in here, because it wasn't like that before. Color, it's going to be whoever's preference that would be drinking them. For me, I would go with all of them. It's a complete tie. Let's go ahead and smell, see what we get. So beer number 1 has oats. Beer number 2 has the cherry smoked wood. Beer number 3 has the Vienna. Yeah, in beer number one, I'm still getting that sweet honey. There is a little floral, a little citrus, but that sweet honey is coming through even more. It's probably because it's a little bit warmer. So, like your stouts, your porters, the more it warms up, the more smells could come out, and I could see that happening with honey. Man, it's like a woody smell, like a sweet woody citrus smell. Yeah, definitely not even close. Smelling one and two, I think number two has more of a sweet honey woody smell than beer number one. Whew, yeah, that's not even close either. Yeah, I did pick up on that when I did the review for this one. Um, Beer number three is more like lemon citrus than anything. Even if you did these blind and I said pick out which one use lemon, beer number three is going to be the clear winner. It's there, it's through the whole entire thing. Where the other two, you're not really getting that. Beer one and beer two do smell like they're older. I think I mentioned it in the review for number three. It was if I had to do this side by side and you asked me which one smelt the youngest or which one was the youngest, just by smell, I would pick beer number three. For the smell, I would have to give it to the middle beer. So beer number two here, but beer number four in the series. I like that sweet honey woodsy smell. At least for me, it's almost like drinking a mead. Um, I mean, it's not as sweet as some meads, but for the most part, right now, I would rather have beer number two than any of them. So let's go ahead and taste. You're getting that floral. You're getting a little bit of that citrus. I don't taste as much sweetness as I think I did in the review, but that floral citrus really sticks out in that one. I think drinking the second beer now, it is more woodsy. I know I was on the fence. Like maybe it could be biscuit, mixing with that floral or something, but it tastes more woody. Not smoked, not cherry, not fruit, but a little bit more woodiness, if that's a word. Now and that after drinking the first one. Beer three tastes overcarbed. That that floral citrus is there. It's not as harsh. So it could be because I drank the woody one and then went to that. Overcarb still. I still get that floral, and since I'm not a big floral fan, I would probably take this one out. And then down to these two. Let's drink two, then one. Drinking them like that, where you drink two, then one brings out more tart citrus than beer number two. It tastes smoother though, like the body is smoother than beer number two, which it probably should be. For these three, I would probably have to give it to beer number 2, beer number 5. Not for what I thought it would be, but I like that woodiness. I believe, what is it? Something Sunday from New Holland. Blue Sunday. I think that is a sour aged in barrels, oak barrels. And I really, really like that. And that's what this reminds me of from the woodiness, not so much the oakness, but I like that woodiness quality that it brings. I don't know if that's because it's cutting out some of the floral and only giving you that woody citrus sweetness in there that I like. But I think if I had to pick a winner, I would go with beer number 2 or beer number 4, the Centennial or the Cascade Centennial Cherry Wood Smoked, which is very surprising because I'm pretty sure at the first review and the second review, I didn't like it because it wasn't bringing out like a fruit cherryness or like a fruit woodiness, smoked woodiness in there. But I'm guessing you could kind of get wood. Obviously, there's not wood in the grain, but that's kind of what I get out of this beer. So we'll see if any of the other ones that I use that cherry wood, smoked cherry wood in bring out the woodiness. But yeah, right now I would say beer number 2 for these three is the winner. If you've used any of that cherry wood smoked malt, let me know what you used it in down below. So if you like this video, hit that subscribe button and check out some more videos over here. And until next time, happy brewing.